CBS shows almost three-quarters of registered voters in the US now believe Joe Biden should not be running for the presidency. That's an increase of 9% from February. Among those who don't think he should be running, 86% say the main reason is because of his age. However, the poll also showed that over half of registered Democrats still believe Joe Biden should be the party's nominee. We're also closely watching today the justices at the Supreme Court who will decide, this is the final day before their annual summer recess, whether Donald Trump has immunity from the most serious criminal charges against him, the federal indictment for trying to subvert the 2020 election and stay in power. It will be the first time the High Court weighs in on whether a president can be criminally prosecuted for actions he took while in office. Here are three scenarios for what the Supreme Court might do. They might throw out the indictment and rule that Trump is totally immune, allow the case to proceed towards trial and reject Trump's immunity bid, partial immunity or some other middle ground. So this is something we're watching very closely in the next few hours. Jan Crawford is chief legal correspondent for CBS News and explained to me some of the implications.
Just incredible, the stakes in this case. Obviously, it's about whether or not Donald Trump can be prosecuted for his actions around January 6th. Remember that riot at the U.S. Capitol allegedly intended to stop Joe Biden from assuming office. He's being prosecuted for that. He's arguing he can't be prosecuted. He was a sitting president. He was still in office, and he says sitting presidents under the U.S. Constitution are immune, absolutely immune from prosecution. He lost that argument in a lower court, and I think he's going to lose that argument here later this morning. I think the justices, based on what they suggested at arguments in April, appear to be trying to find some kind of middle ground where there is some kind of immunity for sitting presidents, but not this kind of sweeping immunity that Donald Trump is arguing. And if they do reach that decision, that would mean that this prosecution could go forward possibly by the election in November, which really would raise the incredible spectacle of a former president who is the leading candidate, the presumed Republican nominee for president, on trial, while our current president, Joe Biden, is, as you said, facing enormous questions by people here in the U.S. about his mental capacity to serve.